Which action contributes to eco-driving? Selecting a high gear as soon as possible.
What should be considered when reversing out of a parking space? Check for pedestrians and vehicles all around.
What does this sign mean? Start of central reserve or obstruction.
What does this sign mean? Flagman ahead.
What should a driver do if dazzled by the lights of an oncoming vehicle? Look to the left-hand edge near side of the roadway and slow down if necessary. What does this sign mean? Roadworks ahead. What should the driver do in this situation? The driver may continue ahead with caution.
What is the effect of an incorrectly adjusted driver's seat? It can delay the driver from operating a control. How could towing an overloaded trailer affect a vehicle? It could impair the vehicle's steering and braking. What should a driver do if they see a red warning triangle on the road? The driver should slow down and expect a hazard up ahead.
What should a driver do if condensation is affecting the vehicle's windows? Dry the windows with a cloth and then use the demister system. Why might it be dangerous to drive on a poorly lit street? Pedestrians crossing in a dark area might be difficult to see.
What does this sign mean? With flow bus lane on the right. To whom should a driver report aggressive driving? Local Garda station or traffic watch? Before exiting the vehicle on a busy road, what should the driver ensure? Before opening the door, the driver should check if it is safe to do so.
A learner driver who has been stopped by a Garda for driving unaccompanied faces a minimum fine of how much? €160.
What effect does low tyre pressure have on a vehicle? Braking and cornering are impaired.
When driving on this one-way street with vehicles parked on both sides, what should a driver be prepared for? A vehicle door may open on either side of the street.
What should the driver be aware of when crossing road markings such as lines and directional arrows in wet weather? The required stopping distance is increased due to reduced tyre grip.
The silver car is overtaking the parked red car. What should the driver do in this situation? Reduce speed considerably and be ready to stop.
What should a driver check when parking their vehicle? That they comply with mandatory road markings and signs.
When preparing to stop, a driver notices the vehicle behind is towing a trailer. What should the driver do? Indicate in good time and pull in gradually to allow the vehicle behind extra stopping distance.
What does this sign mean? Series of dangerous bends ahead. What may indicate a problem with the vehicle's braking system? The vehicle's stopping ability is affected.
What would happen if a driver cuts in too soon when overtaking another vehicle? It would force the other vehicle to suddenly slow or change direction, causing danger.
When driving at night, when must a driver dip the vehicle's full headlights? When meeting or driving behind other traffic?
What effect could an unevenly distributed load have on a vehicle? It could make the vehicle unstable while turning. What is a courtesy pedestrian crossing? An uncontrolled pedestrian crossing place. In general, how regularly should a vehicle be serviced? As per the manufacturer's recommendation. How should a driver in a vehicle without anti-lock brakes ABS deal with a front-wheel straight-line skid? Press and release the foot brake at rapid intervals.
Which action contributes to eco-driving? Maintaining a steady speed.
Who is responsible for ensuring that a passenger over 17 years of age is wearing a seatbelt while travelling in a car? The passenger only.
After exiting the motorway and coming towards a junction at the end of the deceleration lane, slip road, what should a driver do? Be alert for oncoming and crossing traffic at the end of the slip road. When attaching a trailer to their vehicle, what must a driver check? That the trailer coupling is attached securely.
What should a driver do when travelling downhill on snow or ice? Select an appropriate gear and brake gently to control speed. For how long is a learner driver's accompanying driver required to have held their full licence in Category B? 2 years.
What effect could hitting or mounting the curb have on a vehicle's tyres? It could damage the sidewalls. What does this sign mean? Crossroads ahead with roads of equal importance.
What does this road marking mean? Drivers must keep left of the continuous white line.
While driving, the driver notices the vehicle temperature gauge showing red. What should they do? Stop in a safe place and have the problem investigated.